Yo, what is up, guys? Ethan here, back with another video, and today we're getting episode 2 done for the Jacksonville Jaguars series. So before we start the season, we have to set a season goal. And with this Jaguars team, I think our goal should be around 7 wins. Maybe 4, maybe make the playoffs, but nothing at that. So we actually get a big trade-off as we trade Tyrod Taylor, Chris Conley, and Tavion Bryan to the Colts for Jacoby Brissett and Quentin Nelson. Quentin Nelson does have superstar development as his abilities are, I forget the first one, and Nasty Streak. I think it was Polar Elite. So the second one, we have a big trade as we trade Calais Campbell, AJ Bouye, and a second round pick. You know what? I can't say all of these trades that's going down. There is tons of trades going down in this episode, and we are acquiring some big-time players to our team. First was rookie N'Keal Harry, as he looks like a big future piece for our team. He doesn't look good in 82 at all, so I just edited it to make it his college number, which is number 1. We also acquired Shaq Mason, which I did not review. And we have tons of players. And we did pick up Ronald Blair off the free agency. So as you can tell right here, we actually are going to be doing recruiting. So I forgot to say this, but we're going into recruiting now because the Kansas City Chiefs file got corrupted. So I simulated week 2 and 3. So we're jumping ahead into week 4. Which is crazy in my opinion. So we'll get ready for the records, and this is the best player in the draft class. Chris Hardy, a quarterback. He's 6'3" with 220 pounds. His strengths are great throw power, great short accuracy. He's phenomenal in throwing the run. He has decent speed, and he's very clutch as he is a clutch performer. His weakness, though, he has low awareness, not agile, fumbles a lot, and his deep accuracy is really not that good. I forgot to mark down the ages for these recruits. I can think of them off the top of my head. Chris Hardy is 22 years old. So here is our first QB prospect. And our second quarterback is Mikel Dorsey, quarterback from Minnesota. He's 6'4" and 220, the same weight as Chris Hardy. This dude is... He's not the best available player, but he is the second best quarterback, third best quarterback on the board. But personally, I think he's the best player that we can take with our quarterback spot if Jacoby Brissett does not plan out well. Phenomenal speed, throw power is perfect. This throw accuracy is right on the dot. Very agile. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. He's a clutch performer as well, and he has super high IQ. The weaknesses, he can fumble a lot, which just gets on my nerves. But the big one is he's injury prone. He could be getting injured mostly every game. That is the big concern. But if we have a good medical staff, we can train him to not get injured as much. And potentially he can be the best quarterback in the league. He's also 6'4", and he's basically built like Cam Newton. So, I don't know. But let's go on to our third quarterback prospect. So the next quarterback on the board is actually his second best QB that is technically on the board. Keyshawn Amos. He's a tall, big quarterback. He's 6'6" with 235. His strengths, he has a phenomenal quarterback build as he'll probably be one of the tallest QBs out there. His throw accuracy is really good. He's super smart as he has a high IQ and he's very clutch. But the weaknesses, he really doesn't have good throw power. He's not athletic. He's very slow for a quarterback. He's pretty old for a rookie as he is 24. Yes, 24. Also, I forgot to mention Mikel Dorsey is also 22. And Keyshawn Amos, he's terrible at throw on the run. If we need an accurate and smart QB, Amos is the way to go, but for the future, I think he's not the choice. So let's go to our fourth and last QB option. So our fourth QB option is Colin Holloway, quarterback from Oklahoma State. He is 6'2", 216. He's our shortest quarterback, and his strengths are he has phenomenal speed, as he's one of the fastest QBs in this draft. Throw power is excellent. He has tons of potential, as he's only 21 years old. He rarely gets hurt, so he's basically like Iron Man. His short accuracy is really good. His weaknesses, though, is low IQ. He's not really that smart with the ball. He has terrible deep accuracy. He has tons of off-field issues, and even caught using marijuana at his school. And I'm surprised he didn't get expelled or kicked out of college for that. And he's very careless with the football. And this is easily the type of player that the Jaguars are not going to need. His strengths are really good, and he competes with Mikel Dorsey really well. But his weaknesses bring him down, and he's the fourth quarterback on this draft. So, as of right now, I think Mikel Dorsey is the best quarterback available. In the comment section below, leave down which QB you think we should do. Now let's go on to two defensive players that we could be looking at in this draft. And actually, these last two defensive players actually both come from the University of Houston. The first player is Raphael Moore, cornerback from Houston. He's technically the second best available player in this year's draft. He's a 5'11 cornerback. He's 202. His strengths are very good man coverage, good awareness, good play recognition. Darn it, I spelled speed wrong. That's clumsy of me. Great speed for a cornerback, and probably one of the fastest in this year's draft. And he's a hard hitter, which is huge. His weaknesses, though, he doesn't have good zone coverage. He has a few off-field issues, not as crazy as Colin Holloway, but occasionally. He's very inconsistent, so we don't know when he's going to have a good performance, and his tackling is just mediocre. So, he seems like a middle-of-the-pack cornerback, and if he was in the middle of the second round, he's definitely a pickup, but the beginning of the first round, I really can't see it. But his teammate, though, he could be considering, as we could draft him. Let's get to him real quick. And the last recruit that we will be talking about in this episode is Ty Burris, strong safety. He's a 6'1 strong safety, and he's 210. His strengths, super high IQ and awareness, as he is one of the most knowledgeable men on the field. Man coverage is phenomenal. He's a hard hitter, clutch performer as well. He is so smart that he has super good play recognition, and he's a really good team player. His weaknesses, he doesn't have good zone coverage. He's fast, but he's not fast for a strong safety, as he may be known as one of the slower safeties in the league, and he really can't blitz. I'm not sure if that would really affect his draft grade, but this dude looks really good, as we are desperate for a safety. I know Ronnie Harrison is getting the job done, but this dude could either team up with Harrison or take his spot, really. This dude I really want, but out of these six, I'll take him second, and number one I think is Mikel Dorsey. In the comment section below, if we do bad this year, which one of these players should we consider drafting with our number one overall pick? That is it for recruits today, and now let's get into the game versus the Denver Broncos. So after the Chiefs game, which we will be going to in a minute, we traded Leon Jacobs to the Falcons for Isaiah Oliver. We picked up Travion Williams, Elise Mack, and Rashard Higgins, all from free agency. So we also traded Eli Apple and AJ Kane to the Bucks for Vita Vea, as we do have three really good corners, and Eli Apple's kind of useless at this point. So as we look at the Chiefs game, we did win 49-35. Player stats, Jacoby Brissett was 17 for 26 for 285 yards and a TD, but he also had 2 interceptions. Saquon Barkley went off, as he had 21 rushing attempts, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns. D.D. Westbrook had a career game, as he had 8 receptions, 155 yards, and a touchdown. T.Y. Hilton was 2 for 39, and N'Keal Harry was 3 for 32. The defense was the main shocker, though, as Myles Jack went off. 14 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, an interception, and a touchdown. He also won Player of the Week in that game. Eric Berry had 7 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, and 2 defensive touchdowns. One was a pick six, and one was a blocked field goal to return to the house. Ronnie Harrison had 7 tackles and a pass deflection. Josh Allen, the rookie, had 2 tackles, a sack, and a pass deflection in his first game. And Yannick Ngakoue had 3 tackles and a sack. Next game, we are at the Texans. So, between weeks 2 and 3, we are able to give Myles Jack a new contract. And we're going to edit his contract, and we're going to give him a little bit more. And he wants better than 55.2. So, we did end up winning this game, and Brissett, 242 yards and 3 touchdowns. Saquon did pretty good on the ground. Not really. No rushing touchdowns at all today. For our touchdowns, D.D. Westbrook was our best. T.Y. had a touchdown, and O.J. Howard had 2 touchdowns. For our defense, it was probably the best, as Myles Jack had 8 tackles, 9, and then 8 was Ronnie Harrison and Mason Foster. A lot of sacks today, as you can see right here, and I want to say 6 sacks right there. An interception by our backup strong safety Cody Davis, and forced fumbles, we had one of them by Ronnie Harrison. Fumble recoveries, the Texans got it back, and no touchdowns. Second game, we actually did win 28-21. Brissett had 2 touchdowns and an interception. A touchdown for Raquel Armstead and Saquon Barkley. And this looks like a pretty good game. Brissett did good. D.D. Westbrook was the most receptions and our leader. O.J. Howard had 2 touchdowns for back-to-back games. And N'Keal Harry really didn't do that good. And I'm surprised on how bad T.Y. Hilton is doing. So he's actually frustrated, and we're going to get him involved in this game, plus 3 morale. So in this game, my goal is to lock down Chris Harris, as we will try not to throw his way. Get T.Y. Hilton a really good game, and same thing with N'Keal Harry, as we are trying to find out what his development trait is. Is it going to be star, superstar, X Factor? Few more trades. We traded Alfred Blue to the Giants for DeAndre Baker. And a reasonable trade, we traded him to the Dolphins for 2 6th-round picks in this draft. That frees up some room, and we did sign Emmanuel Hall. So here's the superstar X Factors. Von Miller and Chris Harris for them. And here we go. Mile High Stadium here in Denver. The Broncos fans are going crazy already. There's that big ugly horse, and they're coming out in a tunnel all hyped up. The Broncos are going to be wearing their alternate navy uniforms, and we are going to be wearing our away options, as that is basically all white, but I did add the teal socks. Here we go. Here are the players exiting the field, and in the comment section below, before you see the end of this game, who do you think wins this game? The Denver Broncos will be receiving the ball first, and it's a iffy kick by our kicker Josh Lambo, as since it's in Denver, it goes pretty far, as he will kneel it. So for the first play of the game, Joe Flacco is going on a run, finds Joyce Freeman, and a big hit by our left outside linebacker Mason Foster. Second play of the game, they find, I'm pretty sure that's Deshaun Hamilton right there, as Joe Flacco is starting off hot. 3rd and 4, and Josh Allen's trying to blitz, but he isn't. Ooh, big hit by Jalen Ramsey, and that is going to be a pass interference, and the Denver's looking really good so far. Jalen Ramsey hitting him way too early, but just imagine if he got the ball, then the hit. So I don't know who did that, but Deshaun Hamilton dropped that ball. So Joe Flacco looks like he's going deep right now. And, ooh, it's a deep pass. And it's, almost intercepted by our strong free safety, Ronnie Harrison, but it wasn't. 3rd and 10 now. Big hit right there by the recently picked up Greedy Williams, as Joe Flacco has to punt off the ball. The first play for us is a reception by T.Y. Hilton, getting him involved in this game early, as Jacoby Brissett gets a 20-yard gain. Next gain, and it's a short pass there to O.J. Howard. It's a big hit by Chris Harris, and bam. If you just saw something on your screen that wasn't the game, I'm sorry about that. First rush attempt of the game right there for Saquon Barkley, as it is a 14-yard gain. Second play, you passing it right there to our backup tight end, Josh Oliver. Jacoby Brissett is 3 for 3 right now. Almost 6 minutes left in the quarter. 2nd and inches is a wide open O.J. Howard as he gets into the end zone. And O.J. Howard is probably leading the league in touchdowns right now, as we are up 7-0. It's 2nd and 12 for the Denver Broncos, and Joe Flacco going deep again. What a catch right there by Courtland Sutton. Joe Flacco and this offense is looking pretty good right now. Next play, Miles Jack. I don't know where he's going, but it's a big old sack by Jake Ryan. 4th and 17, and they are out. My bad. Out of field goal range. Second rush attempt for Saquon Barkley. He gets stopped. I don't know. I was going to say shut down, but it didn't really go. 2nd and 10, trying to hit O.J. Howard, but it was incomplete. 3rd and 10, Jacoby Brissett going out of the pocket. Wide open was N'Keal Harry, but he was not on target right there, as Denver gets the ball. It's 3rd and 9, and it's a nice tackle by Yannick Ngakoue. And now it's 4th and 13. It's a punt right now, and T.Y. Hilton is receiving this. And I don't know why. It hit him, so it would have been muffled. So T.Y. is forced to get it. And he's running past all of these defenders. What a spin move by T.Y. Hilton. And what looked like a terrible choice by T.Y. Hilton gets him all the way up to the 34. Saquon Barkley gets loose right now. What a spin move, and that is like a 14-yard gain. And this is the last play of the first quarter. Jacoby Brissett looking deep. T.Y. Hilton is found. He beats his matchup. Touchdown, T.Y. Hilton. We're going to be up 14-0 going into halftime. Actually, I'm wrong. It would have been 14-0 if Josh Lambo knew how to kick the ball. He misses the PAT. So, after nothing on a possession, Saquon Barkley looks like he's going on. Stiff arms him in the face. And Saquon Barkley gets all the way down into the Denver's territory. He's 4 for 85. Wow. Jacoby Brissett is rolling out, finding N'Keal Harry right there. And he is stopped at the 4-yard line. Jacoby Brissett, I don't know what he was doing. I think he was trying to get a escape, but that was a terrible mistake by Jewel as he gets hurt. Then we find N'Keal Harry at the end of the back of the end zone, my bad, and it's a touchdown as we are going to be up 20-0 after that possession. Joe Flacco should have handed off to Phillip Lindsay, but he finds a wide open man. Jalen Ramsey hits him out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd and 10, should have handed off to Lindsay again, but there's a wide open, never mind. Jake Ryan picks up the football, and I don't know how he's doing it, and he is going to the house. A wide open receiver right there gets hit-sticked, and Jake Ryan picks it up, and what a game for Jake Ryan today. A sack, a fumble recovery, and a touchdown as we are up big. We got a 2-point conversion as well, so we are up 28-0. Going deep again, and I don't know where he was going right there. Passed it right to Ronnie Harrison. So we get the ball back, and Harrison, you look like you're on drugs. We need to get him off. A wide open man in D.D. Westbrook is overthrown, and we incomplete that. So we had to punt the ball, and Denver gets it back. And I think I talked too soon. We get the ball back as Jalen Ramsey gets the interception, and that is his first interception of this season. Jacoby Brissett going up for 2nd and 11. Nice catch by D.D. Westbrook as Brissett is 8 for 12 so far in today's game. 3rd and 10, going deep. Nice defense by the Denver Broncos as D.D. Westbrook was not able to hang on to the ball. My bad about that. Denver goes into field goal territory, and it's a big old sack by Yannick Ngakoue. I just like that dude's name, Yannick Ngakoue. 3rd tackle, 1st sack, leads to a 3rd and 18. They find a wide open Noble Fant, but get bammed. I'm surprised he didn't get knocked out. Mason Foster with the hit. Denver is forced to have a timeout. Trying to get points on the board, hits the field goal, but there's a flag on the field, and it's going to be roughing the kicker on the Jaguars. Who did it? Obi Melifonwu. I don't know how to say it, but you're going to get slapped in the locker room. Which that leads to Royce Freeman. Oh, big old hit right there. Eric Berry recovers the ball. Might have been a little bit lucky that Obi did that for us. A handoff by D.D. Westbrook. What a spin move onto the defender, and we look like we're gone. 29 catches up with us. We are forced to take a timeout as we are already in Denver Broncos territory. This after an incomplete pass. Wide open is N'Keal Harry, and bam. We are going to be up 35-0 going into halftime. N'Keal Harry with this 2nd touchdown of the game. So, going into the 3rd, most of the 3rd was not really that interesting, but Denver actually did end up getting points right there. So, after the kickoff return, Brissett thinks he's going to run. Bam! Hit stick from behind. The best player on the Broncos, Von Miller, picks it up, and the first touchdown on the day is actually a defensive touchdown by who no other than Von Miller. They hit that PAT, but Saquon's like, Gets an 11-yard gain right there as he is 9 rushes for 99 yards. Brissett finds T.Y. Hilton open and drops the ball and goes right into Chris Harris Jr.'s hands. First interception so far for Jacoby Brissett in this game. Literally the next play, Joe Flacco thinks he has Deshaun Hamilton wide open. He must have been on weed because Eric Berry picks it off. I don't know what he was doing in the end zone, but he gets down at the 17-yard line. Jaguars ball. So, next play after, we get sacked twice. And, oh, what a catch by Chris Harris Jr. right there. T.Y. Hilton does not look happy. 2nd interception for Chris Harris. And then wide open is the fullback getting into the end zone as Denver is losing now 35-17. It may be a little too late as Saquon gets a wide open hole right there. Could have spun around him, but he just tries to run into him as Saquon has 13 rushes for 131 yards today. 2nd and 4, and we try to find N'Keal Harry wide open again. N'Keal Harry gets his 3rd touchdown of the game, 3rd touchdown of the season, all in today's game. N'Keal Harry is having a really good game. So then we end up going all the way in. I tried to pass it to Saquon, but very terrible sportsmanship by O.J. Howard as he thinks he can receive the ball, truck over his own teammate, and get the own touchdown. Very disrespectful. But the rookie Josh Allen goes in for a sack. 3rd and 10. And yeah. So Saquon, we have most of our bench players in at this point, but Saquon gets one last touch. Thinks he's going into the end zone. And he dives too early. 18 rushes for 226 yards. After a nowhere run by Saquon again, our backup Josh Oliver gets a receiving touchdown right there. And that basically seals it as we will eventually hit an extra point. We win 56-17. After this game, we are 4-0 and the Broncos are 1-3. Jaguars player stats. Jacoby Brissett was 17 for 26 for 285 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions, both by Chris Harris, by the way. Saquon Barkley, I forgot to edit his thing. He did not have 2 touchdowns. He had 22 rushing yards. He had like 226 rushing yards, 22 attempts. but no touchdowns. I'm sorry that I forgot to edit it my stupid self. Wide receivers, N'Keal Harry, 6 receptions for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. T.Y. Hilton only had 2 receptions, 74 yards and 1 touchdown. Both of those receptions were only in the first quarter. And O.J. Howard, the greedy chicken, he had 3 receptions, 44 yards and 2 touchdowns. Let's look at the defense. Eric Berry, 10 tackles, which led the team in an interception. Jalen Ramsey, 8 tackles in an interception. And Ronnie Harrison, 4 tackles, an interception, and 2 forced fumbles. Probably player of the day, if I had to give it to somebody besides N'Keal Harry, was Jake Ryan. 4 tackles, a sack, and a touchdown. And then finally, Josh Allen. He had 3 tackles and a sack. So after the game, we have a few upgrades. The first one we're going to do is Quentin Nelson. And we're going to upgrade his pass protector abilities. And those are his upgrades. Second, we have Brandon Linder, as we will upgrade his power abilities. There is his upgrades. I don't know why he's a captain. Then we have Josh Allen. There's his upgrades as we upgrade his power rusher. D.D. Westbrook goes up to an 80 overall as we upgrade his physical as he needs to get around the corners. N'Keal Harry will be upgraded as a deep threat, and I think that's good. Greedy Williams goes up to a 75 overall as we upgrade his zone coverage. And finally, Isaiah Oliver goes up to a 73 overall as we upgrade his slot corner abilities. So after that game, I understand T.Y. Hilton really didn't want what he wanted as he goes -5 morale. So before we end this episode, here's a quick look at the NFL standings as we are technically the top team. Looking towards the bottom, a surprising team, Panthers, Rams. The 0-4 teams are the Lions, Dolphins, Bengals, and Jets, which is kind of surprising. So as we look, I'm not going to spoil it. This file got corrupted. So this breakout player of N'Keal Harry, I will be going under investigation with you guys in next episode. So he could go up. I think this means that he is a star now and will be going up to a superstar if we complete this. And yes, the background just stops because I really don't care. Or you see a Jaguar picture. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this, the first episode of the Jacksonville Jaguar series, and I love it. Next episode we will be taking on, I have no clue. It's not the Panthers. So most likely the Saints or the Texans. And we will be going into 7 more recruits in this upcoming class. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe, and like always, have a good day. Peace out.